Hey, I'm Brandon Butler, founder and CEO of Butler ATL and 1/4 of the 404 Collective that puts on 404 Day. We're a media company out here that celebrates Atlanta culture. We like to highlight the people, places, and things that make Atlanta special. And Atlanta's a special place, and it deserves its own special day. Growing up, 404 Day wasn't really a thing. It was kind of one of those kind of unspoken things people kind of knew about. But we wanted to kind of do something special. So I have a group of individuals that I work with. We call ourselves the 404 Collective. We're 4 Black-owned companies that come together to help celebrate 404 Day. That's Butler ATL, Atlanta Influences Everything, the Trap Music Museum, and Finish First. And so we first started collaborating with Atlanta Influences Everything back in 2020 with this concept of kind of really making a 404 Day an actual thing. We brought in Trap Music Museum and Finish First to kind of help join the collective, to round it out. And ever since then, we've been off and running, doing amazing events and really celebrating Atlanta. Atlanta's #1 export is culture. And when you really think about Atlanta has what we kind of call this iconic area code of 404, right? Like I remember growing up, before the area code even jumped in, you kind of dial everywhere and they split it up, but 404 is the official area code of Atlanta. And so we leaned in to have this whole idea of like, okay, what happens on 404, April 4th every year? And so that's how the idea of 404 Day kind of came to pass. Like we should celebrate Atlanta on Atlanta's Day because it's such an amazing city. What's also so unique about 404 Day is, April 4th is also the same day Martin Luther King was assassinated. And so I think for us to have, an Atlanta Day on the day that Atlanta's most probably well-known son lost his life, but still be able to kind of come together and both celebrate him and what he accomplished while also celebrating Atlanta, again, shows how special this city is. And I think that's something we always talk about and think about to kind of start the day off. But then we also look and see all these people coming together, like that's the manifestation of Martin Luther King's dream. I think a good manifestation of that is what happened with the 404 Day Parade. That was an idea that I literally had at 404 Day in 2024. I literally said we should do a parade. And then just through relationships and through just asking the right questions and talking to the right people, we made it happen in 1 year. We literally shut down the busiest street in Atlanta within 1 year. We had 3,000 plus people in the parade in 1 year. And I really would challenge people to say, is that possible anywhere else? Atlanta, anything is possible, especially if you're doing the right work. The city will support you. Atlanta supports Atlanta. I learned that really building Butter. I learned that, if you build something in public and you're authentic about it and you tie into the right people, Atlanta will support you. Atlanta's really embraced what we've done at Butter ATL beyond 404 Day. And I know all my partners have kind of experienced the same thing. And I think that collaborative, that teamwork spirit is what really makes Atlanta special. I'm hoping that everybody comes to 404 Day. I think there'll be something out there for everybody. And more importantly too, one thing that I always hope is that people who are outside of Atlanta kind of see this as an opportunity to come home. I'm hoping that maybe this can kind of be a homecoming for some people. Pretty much all of our events are free. The only events that we really charge for are the Scholarship Gala, and again, a lot of that money goes back to our 404 funds. And a beautiful thing about the 404 fund in general is it allows us to kind of extend 404 Day year round. I know everybody gets really excited about April 4th, but what I'm really proud of is even this past year, when the government shutdown happened, and a lot of people lost their SNAP benefits, we were able to use the 404 fund to spin up a food giveaway within 48 hours. And we fed over 400 families in the Grove Park area. The 404 Day Scholarship Fund is something we've been doing now for about 4 years. We typically give the money to the institutions directly. And so we've partnered with the AUC Consortium continuously to help pay off what they kind of call the emergency fund for the AUC. There's a lot of students when they get ready to graduate, they get hit with a small bill anywhere from $500 to about $1,500 is the average. For the last 4 years, we basically paid that off for the entire AUC. That's what 404 Day means to us. It's not just happening on April 4th. It's how can we show up, year round at different places that need help and support Atlanta. And so I'm really excited about that.